Hello, everyone. Welcome back to this week's episode on the podcast. Um, th this week we're back talking about Doctor Who, which it's been a little while since we talked about Doctor Who on the podcast, and it's it's gonna be really fun because Michael is a very passionate person and loves Doctor Who, and we've talked about doing this for a little while. It was just finding the time to do it, but we found it. We found some time just to sit down and talk about it. So, Michael, for people who don't know you, would you mind just doing a little introduction of yourself?
Yes. Hi, my name is Michael, Michael Carr. I'm from Wales, and I'm on TikTok, mostly for playing my own version of the Doctor called the Welsh Doctor, who wears this cap and the shirt, of course. And I'm a big Whovian Doctor Who fan since 2008.
Awesome. And it's quite iconic actually because just 7 years today, Jodie Whittaker I think was announced as the Doctor, the 13th Doctor. Um,
Yes, yeah, 7 years. Wow, that long ago.
yeah, and maybe for world,
Wow,
I think.
it makes me feel old too.
Yeah.
I still remember to this day, the day I found out. I mean, I was just so happy because I've been wanting a female doctor for years, and then we finally got one. I was just like, no way, that's awesome, it's so cool, and my mind was blown, And we had this awesome woman as the doctor, and she did a great job. And with the big news that she's coming back to Big Finish, well, doing Big Finish, coming back to Doctor Who to do Big Finish, I'm excited for it. So can't wait for that.
I'm very excited for it as well. I think it's going to be interesting what they do for her, um, what stories they're going to do and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but I can tell you really like the Phone Doctor as you've got a poster. I can see a poster of the Phone Doctor behind you.
Yeah, yeah. If it wasn't for that poster, believe it or not, mate, I wouldn't be here now because this poster uh changed my life. And that's a very dramatic way of talking about a poster, but it's true. Um, I can tell the story if you want me to.
Yeah, only if you want to.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
okay. So I put a picture of this poster on Instagram back in 2020, I think it was, and somebody liked it. And at the time, I didn't have many Doctor Who friends. A person called Katie Haynes liked it, and I decided to message her. I thought, why not? Just message her, see what she thinks of Doctor Who and everything. And everything. Just say hi, just be friendly.
Hmm.
So I said hi, and after that, we just became good friends after that, and we talked a lot on Instagram. And she shared a few of her videos from TikTok and Instagram, and it's through her duets that I met the TARDIS fam, and I met all other Doctor Who Whovians on TikTok, like you, Mason. And yeah, the rest is history, really. And I sort of become friends with everyone else in the fam and in the Doctor Who community. And I thought, wow, these guys are awesome. And all of them, Katie included, gave me the confidence and the courage to do TikTok myself. And here we are. And yeah, here we are. And my confidence has grown a lot since then. So
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
a way, uh, oh God, this could be so dramatic. If Katie is watching this, Katie, once again, thank you. And I love you platonically, of course. And you are amazing. And thank you for just changing my life and for this doctor as well. Sorry if that was a bit dramatic for
No,
Katie
no,
and for everyone.
not dramatic at all. We'll definitely make sure Katie gets to see this when it's out. Which is quite it's quite funny because I say this and if people listening to it now it's already out. Uh, but but at the moment we're in is it yeah I would say the 16th of July, and this
Yeah,
would be coming out start of September. So
yeah,
and it's a good time because it's a good time to have it because it's the anniversary of when the 13th Doctor was announced, and yeah, we're gonna have a lot to talk about. But I'd start. Although Michael, I actually think that reveal of the 13th Doctor is the best reveal I've seen of any Doctor.
yeah, I agree. I agree with the trailer with the hoodie and the dramatic hood coming up. Yeah, that was brilliant. I was so blown away by that. That was amazing.
I I kind of wish that we saw the 13th Doctor in that hoodie though. That
Yeah, I
was
love
the
the hoodie look. I love that look. Another one with the way she looks, with the coat and the rainbow shirt and everything. I love the tux look she had too in Spyfall, it's called.
oh yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, but the hoodie look was cool. I kind of wish she used that as well. But her look is fine though.
Yeah. Yeah, I do like it. It kind of it's good because I think sort of her look that she wore a lot, it kind of represents a lot of lots of different communities. I feel like with the colours on it, so it's very good. Um, like it's not too hard if people want to cosplay it as well. Like I know Katie does. Um,
Yeah,
so
and everyone else.
it's not too hard, and she doesn't have many costumes, so it's pretty easy.
Yeah, and yeah, not just Katie though, but every other 13th Doctor cosplayer. There's Anna Dunbar. Hi, Anna. There's 13 Wandering, which is Sonia. Hi. This is Grace. Hi. And so many others that have kept the 13th Doctor's legacy and her um, memories, her Doctor alive, and yeah, I think Jodie herself would be proud of all of them and she would love all of them. And I think she does. When she goes to conventions, I think she just in awe of all these cosplayers cosplaying her Doctor and keeping her Doctor alive. So much to the point that maybe Big Finish said, okay, we'll give Jodie a shot. So in a
Yes.
way, it could be from the cosplayers and their love of support is what drove Big Finish to say, hey, maybe we can do something with the 13th Doctor and Yaz. So you know,
Yeah, it's very good to have that to have that they have that big finish to get the doctors to come back. Um, 'Cause I don't think Matt Smith or Peter Capaldi hasn't done big finish yet. Um,
yet touch
yet
wood. You never know.
yet
Fingers crossed. It could
yet.
happen.
I mean, Crystal Eccleston's done it.
Yeah, I love that. I was so happy when Chris agreed to do that, and I've still not yet listened to an episode yet, and I want to so bad. But I heard they're really really good, so I'm really looking forward to hearing those. So please, guys, if you listen to them, no spoilers. I don't want to be spoiled. I hate spoilers.
Yeah, I do too, actually.
Yeah,
And as we know, when a Doctor Who episode airs, when it finished, spoilers already.
yeah. I tried to avoid social media at that time. Not easy.
Yeah, did you watch like the recent series because it was a bit different? Did you watch it at midnight or did you wait to the Saturday
I
evening?
waited till Saturday. I waited till Saturday.
You waited.
Yeah.
What was it like not being on social media for a good amount of time?
Well, any less time on social media is good for anyone
Yeah.
because too much can be bad. But to avoid it I had no problem with it. I had no problem with avoiding social media, avoiding spoilers until I watched Doctor Who. Yeah, no problem with that at all because I have my life as well. I got my job at the time, and now I've got two jobs. So yeah, it's not that bad.
Yeah. I what I did was I'd watch it at midnight and then I'd watch it with my family on the Saturday evening. Um, just because it would give me a chance to rewatch it. So
Mm.
I did it like that, but I do know a few people who did it like you. I did do that for the finale, I've got to say. I did because I saw it at the cinema, so I didn't watch. I was at a convention when The Legend of Ruby Sunday aired, so I was
Lucky.
avoiding it because everyone was watching it. They had a screening at the convention, and I was telling me, "Don't tell me what happened." I did end up finding out who the monster was, but I didn't know anything about the story, so I did quite well, I think.
I was I was spoiled on one thing about the series though, and that was the main villain. It was spoiled that how do I say this without spoiling anything? Because there's going to be people who have not seen it yet. But that the main villain was revealed. I was like, ah, you guys, why? just
Well, was
wait
it
till Saturday, then talk about it.
was that like the
Okay.
main villain of the whole series?
Yeah, of series one slash series 14.
Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, did so as a series, did you really like it as a
Yeah,
whole?
I did. It was a really good series. It was a very okay series. Not perfect, but then again, what is perfect? I thought it was really, really good. I would give it like a 7.5 out of 10. There were some stories I liked, some stories I didn't like. Um, the writing's not perfect, but like I said, nothing is perfect. Judy's Doctor is amazing. Millie Gibson as Ruby is phenomenal. Um, I like the characters, and yeah, yeah, I liked it. I liked it. It was a good series. It was a fun series, very entertaining.
Yeah, it had its ups and downs, like all series do. Like,
Every series has it.
yeah, you're not gonna like every episode, and I, you're not gonna. You might not like an episode at first, but then you watch it a few times, and you might like it a bit more than the first time.
Mm.
But I'm with you. I think it was either between a 6 and a 7 out of 10 as a whole. Um, it was like, did you have a favorite episode at all, Michael? Out of all of them?
Of that series or the whole
Uh,
show entirely?
of that series,
Boom.
like, boom.
Yeah, Boom. That was phenomenal. That was a great Doctor Who episode. I enjoyed it. That was the best one. Phenomenally acted, brilliant story, good characters. It's Doctor Who. It just the whole episode screams Doctor Who, and to me, that was Shruti Godre's "I Am the Doctor" episode because each Doctor had their own "I Am the Doctor" moment. "I Am the Doctor" episode. For Jodie, it was her first one, the woman who fell to earth when she gave that speech to Tim Shaw when she said to him, "I am the Doctor, sorting out fair play throughout the universe. Now please get off this planet, but you still have a choice." That was her moment. And for Shuti, in that episode, that was his moment. And he did it all by just standing on one place the whole episode. Spoilers alert. So I won't say anything more about it.
It was a very good episode. Boom was. I really in that up to that point. I feel like every episode got better. Uh, I'd say as it went on. Um, except from maybe one or two I didn't like. Um, like, what did you think of the first one then, Space Babies?
Weird. Very weird. Um, yes, CGI talking babies and a bogeyman. Yeah, it was weird. It's not what I would call a series opener. It's not an episode I would choose for a series opener, but it was still not the worst episode I've ever seen. It was not the best either. It was just a very weird episode.
Yeah, it is one I would. I mean, I did watch it again, but it's not one I'd die to go back to.
Same.
Like, but like you say, it's better than others I've seen in the past.
Yeah.
Um, and but I would say it's the worst series opener if we counted New Who as well.
Mm,
I would say every other one of every other Doctor has a better season opener, and it's not a bad thing for Shooty because it's not his fault. He
no.
performed brilliant in that episode.
Yes.
Um, it's just I feel the story was a bit, bit wasn't great.
And the
Um,
writing's a bit weird.
yeah, and it was a bit weird. He wanted to save the bogeyman at the end.
Uh, I don't get it.
Like it didn't make sense because he said he obviously he's the last of his kind in and Time Lord, and then he explains that the bogeyman is made out of bogies. Then he wants to save it, like it's the last of his kind. It don't make sense because if that's the case, there should be loads of bogeymans out there considering how they're made.
Ew.
Um, thinking of that way, but
It's fine. It's fine.
um, so in the second episode, because I feel like, do you feel like they did a double release because they knew the first episode wasn't going to be as good as the second?
Yeah, that's clever of them. I just realized that now. That is clever. To release two episodes back to back in one night. That was very clever of them to do that. End it on a high, they could say. So
Yeah,
the Devil's Cord was fun. It was a fun episode. I enjoyed it. That was brilliant. Jinx Monsoon as the maestro, just chef's kiss, perfection. And
Yeah,
I said earlier there's no such thing as perfection, but if it did exist, that is a good example of it existing. That was good.
it was a very good episode, I think. Um,
It was fun. It was fun.
yeah, it was fun. It was different. Um, I liked it. Um, what did you think of? No, I actually liked that she was, or they was, sorry, the child of the toy maker. I like that the toy maker got mentioned again.
Yeah, I didn't expect that. That was quite a surprise. I didn't expect she was the child of the toy maker. That was a surprise. To me, it was a surprise.
Yeah, it was to me as well. Um, although I feel like that Henry in that episode will be potentially coming. Bit, it's too big. I think like he kept appearing all the time in the episodes, and I feel like he might return when he's older, maybe
Yeah,
next series. Um,
yeah, that child is weird. Like, where did he
yeah,
come from, right?
has the same surname as Harriet did in the finale. Like,
Maybe that's the connection, I think.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. Um, but what did you like? Either people like it or they don't. But what did you think of the song at the end of Devil's Called?
There's always a twist in the end.
There
That was
was,
fun. That was fun. I don't care if people hate it. I loved it. It was fun. It was entertaining. It was something different. You know, it was different. But I thought it was a fun way to end the episode. It was just something fun, just for fun. And at the end of the day, Doctor Who is fun. It's a fun program. You know, it's all about nonsense and silliness. You know, so I thought it was great. What do you think of that song?
I I felt I liked the song. It's very catchy, but I just felt it was quite random about what was happening at the end.
Yeah, it
Uh,
was fandom. It was. It was fun though. For
it
me, it
was
was
fun.
fun.
It was really fun, and the song was stuck in my head. It still
Yeah,
is. And now we're talking about it.
yeah, it's
Um,
stuck in my head too.
yeah. But I feel like because there's a twist at the end, I don't know if that they just did that because Susan Twist is the actual
Mm,
actor's name, and they just did the twist because that's her name. Um, I don't know, or it could be mean many things because each episode had a twist in it. Each Doctor
it
Who
did.
episode does have a twist, so it was quite. I liked the song. Um, it's good they got some people from Strictly to be on it as well.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting. And the Beatles and the Cilla Black stuff at the beginning and at the end was pretty good. I thought.
Yeah, yeah.
I've got a dog. He's fed.
Yeah, the dog one is stuck in my head as well.
It's so bad, it's catchy. It's so bad, it's good. I just
Yeah.
loved it. Yeah.
Um, um, and there was quite a lot of music throughout the series, I think. Um, and then we talked about Boom, like his favorite episode, Boom.
Yeah, boom.
Boom. Is there like with that episode, is there would you have liked the planet to be explored more, or did you think it was better for the Doctor to be well not the Doctor, I mean Ruby to be with the Doctor the whole episode rather than exploring trying to separate what like because the planet was big and I just felt like maybe we didn't see enough of it.
In boom, you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so too. I think there should be more explanation and more exploration in that episode. But apart from that, I still enjoyed it. Still good.
yeah. It's one of my favorites of the series too.
Yeah.
Um it's not my it's not my favorite, but I really like it.
Mm.
It's the first episode of the series. Like you, I felt this is proper. Not that the other two weren't, but they weren't really because they were stuff we've never had before. The first two, they were a bit like, and you would actually think Devil's Cord would be. I thought going into it, maybe Devil's Cord was going to be one of the finale episodes because it felt like that.
Yeah, it
Um,
did feel like that. Yeah.
but it was different. It was more like you was at a theatre performance, wasn't it? Devil's
Yeah.
Cord.
Yeah.
Um, and I think they were actually thinking about having Boom as the first episode of the series. Um,
Mm.
which it's good and bad, you could say. Like Boom's just getting straight into the action, but with
Hmm.
Space Babies, you have a bit more, I guess, interaction between Ruby and the Doctor.
Yeah, I think that was the main focus of that story was Doctor and Ruby, what their connection is like. That was
Yeah.
the one thing about that story I did like was that.
My my favorite scene in that episode, Michael, of Space Babies, was when Ruby got her key.
Yeah, that was a nice moment. But for me, my favorite moment was when the Doctor discovered that the boogeyman was made of actual bogies and Ruby's reaction, and that was just funny.
That was
I
good.
enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Oh, Ruby, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
That
just like that.
was brilliant.
Yeah,
Um,
and he was just laughing that Ruby was covered in bogies. It's not. It's not. I loved it.
yeah. That just reminded me of something. It reminded me of the scene with the 11th Doctor and Amy when
Yeah,
I think it was the second episode where they went in that monster thing and she was covered in snot as well.
was
Amy.
that called? Was that called The Beast Below?
Oh yeah, that's it. It's called The Beast
Yeah,
Below.
yeah, that's a good episode. That's good.
Yeah. It was a very good episode. Um, but so in Devil's Court, did was that your favorite moment in the song at the end, or did you have a different favorite moment in Devil's Court?
I actually liked. Well, to be honest, I liked all of it. There's not one scene I didn't like. I liked all of it. I don't have a favorite scene, but I liked all of it. You know, I liked the scene, with the Beatles and with Scylla, and I like this the scene uh, with uh, the Doctor holding the Sonic, and there's just silence all over Maestro, and Ruby's playing the piano, playing her theme in on the roof. That was a beautiful moment. Uh, yeah, the ending was quite intense with Maestro almost beating the Doctor and Ruby by trapping them in instruments. That was unique. And it was the Beatles that found the five notes to stop Maestro. So yeah, and the twist at the end song was fun.
It was very different, but that's what Doctor Who's about.
Yeah,
Um, and then I imagine your favorite moment in Boom was when the Doctor had his speech, like
yeah,
his Doctor speech.
yeah. The speech he had, yeah, that's my favorite moment. Yeah, that was his "I'm the Doctor" moment.
Yeah, it was, and I actually liked the bit at the end as well. You know when he defeated the
Yeah,
ambulance.
and they'll
Like,
dance in the end as well.
yeah,
Yeah,
it just reminded me a little bit of Matt Smith in a way. It was something he
yeah,
would do.
yeah. Matt Smith Doctor was great. He's my second favorite Doctor. Matt Smith is.
Yeah. And who's your first? The 13th Doctor.
No, it's not. It's the 10th Doctor, David Tennant,
10th
really.
Doctor.
And the
Yeah.
10th Doctor is my top favorite. Jodie's my fourth favorite. My third is Chris Eccleston. Uh, the reason why David is my favorite is because he was the Doctor when I started watching Doctor Who, and his acting was phenomenal. His Doctor was brilliant. However, I love David Tennant. I love David, but him coming back to be 14, I did not like. It should have been somebody else, or Jodie stayed on a bit, or they had someone else, but
Yeah.
Joe Martin's Doctor, perhaps, or Sacha Dhawan stayed on and his Master Doctor become the Doctor, or had a different actor or actress in between because Shooty was unavailable. Um, I just didn't like the fact that the Doctor could change back into a former face. I just not a big fan of that idea, and also the clothes changing as well. That was silly. I didn't like that either. I I understand why Russell T Davies did it, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't understand why he did it. If that makes sense.
Yeah. I know what you mean because you had even Sacha Dhawan when in the 13th Doctor's clothes in the Power of the Doctor. Um. So I don't know.
Yeah,
It
but
was a bit weird.
yeah, but David Tennant is my favorite Doctor, the 10th Doctor. The 10th Doctor, not the 14th, but the 10th Doctor. He's my favorite Doctor.
Yeah. I love the 10th Doctor. He's my favorite too.
Mm-hmm.
He's him and Matt Smith are my top two.
Same,
Um. Third, I'd probably go with you, Crystal Eccleston. Um, Peter Capaldi is probably below Jodie actually.
Yeah, I
Uh,
like Peter. Peter Capaldi was good. He was a good
uh,
doctor, but he's like my
yeah,
top. He's in my top 10, but not
yeah.
my top five.
No,
It took me a while
yeah.
to warm. It took me a while to warm to his doctor because his doctor at the beginning was very grumpy, just couldn't care less, hiding his emotions. But that was him being different again. But it took me a while to warm to him. So I can't really remember what was his "I am the doctor" moment, but he was a good doctor in the end. And when I started getting used to him, he was leaving. I was like, oh, I want him to stay a bit more. He was so good.
Yeah, I liked him at the end, not because he was leaving, but because I felt his first two series wasn't very good, and his last series was the one with Bill was very
Yeah,
good.
I love Bill because she was so different. Because not because she was a lesbian, because of the fact that before Bill, each companion had their own importance to the universe. Like Rose was Bad Wolf, Martha walked the earth, the Dr. Donna, the girl who waited, the impossible girl, all these things. Like the companion was meaning more than the doctor was, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
With Bill, she was different. She was just a woman who was a student in school who liked other girls. She was different, you know, and I
I,
liked her. And she wasn't someone who fell in love with a doctor each time, you know,
yeah, I liked that of Bill, and I was ashamed she only did a series.
and a special.
Yeah, that's special. It would have been nice if she went along with the 13th Doctor.
That would be interesting. What would her reaction be if she saw 12 change into 13 in front of her? That would have been interesting.
It would have been funny. I think she'd be like, "What just happened?"
Yeah, she'd be just speechless for a bit.
I think
Like,
I would see Bill be more laughter about it than when Clara saw. Clara was like really annoyed with it, but
yeah,
I feel like Bill would be more laughing at it really.
yeah. I liked Clara in series seven, first series, but series eight was I did not like Clara in series eight because she was just the whole series was about her. Literally the whole series was about her. There were fans who were calling it Clara Who because it was all about Clara, not about the Doctor. And even though we know everything about Clara, she's still there with the Doctor. Um, I just sometimes, she literally said to him to his new face, "I don't know who you are anymore." When he changed right in front of her because he trusted her. And then she just does that. Maybe she just can't handle the whole regeneration thing. Maybe I don't know. Even though she has met other doctors before,
Hmm.
I, maybe because she saw the change in front of him, in front of her. I
It's
think
the,
I don't
it's
know.
it's the same with Rose though, but I think Rose took it a bit more gently than Clara did.
Yeah, because Rose loved the doctor no matter what face the doctor had.
But it really changed with Rose though because it's the same. It was the opposite with Clara because Rose had like a dad kind of figure with the Ninth Doctor, and then fancied the 10th, where Clara was the opposite. Well, no, it's the same. It was the opposite because she fancied the 11th, but and then it was like you had your granddad with the 12th.
Yeah, she didn't know how to react to that. So yeah, and if she did fancy the 11th Doctor, she was in love with the 11. But when he changed into 12, it was she felt different. She was confused. How am I going to feel now?
I do feel like though Clara was there a bit long than she should have been. I think she should have left when the 11th Doctor left.
Yeah, because we knew everything about Clara during series seven. Her mystery was solved. She was no longer the impossible girl. What more could he do for that character, right?
Yeah, and although she was only in a few proper episodes with the 11th Doctor, she was there, like even through it, well, Amy was there, she was there, and then she weren't. So she had quite a long story arc interlining with the girl who waited. So
Yeah,
I I felt even when I feel like even Face the Raven, that was a good way to end her, and then they just bring her back.
Yeah, and she's just got her own TARDIS now with a shielder or me, she called herself, the
Yeah,
immortal, the immortal girl. Yeah, in a flying canteen.
yeah. The thing is, we get these deaths in Doctor Who, but they're not really dead. Like you have Rose in the parallel world. You have Amy. Well, she is in a different universe because
Amy,
she got zapped, but you could get her
well, Amy
back.
is dead.
Yeah, she is.
Amy is dead.
Yeah,
Amy is dead. She was sent back in time to live until that day when she actually was sent back in time. That's what the Weeping
yeah,
Angels did. So
yeah,
yeah, Clara is dead, I think. Yeah, Clara is dead. Um, Bill is dead, I think. But she got shot by a Cyberman.
yeah. I think she
No,
went. She went
no, she got
away with who was it? The I can't remember her name.
yeah, I know you're talking about, yeah.
The
But
water
yeah, I don't
girl.
know. Yeah, the water girl. um, um, yeah, that was a very weird ending, I thought, for Bill. But it was a nice ending for Bill at the same time. But still, I thought it was a bit odd in my opinion because you
Yeah,
know
it was
was
odd
she
that
was
she
shot.
came back. That water girl came back because she was in the first episode, I think, with Bill, the
Yeah,
water
she
girl,
was. Yeah, she was a serving girl.
and it felt the same with the series 11 finale because there are Tim Shaw, where I felt in the first episode Tim Shaw was defeated, the woman who fell to earth. So it felt a bit random in that finale to have Tim Shaw
Well,
back.
I think he was teleported. He fell, but he teleported himself away. So him coming back in the end kind of makes sense because he was the first villain. But then to be like the main bad guy. Okay, I didn't like the finale of Series 11. I thought it was a bit of a disappointment. I thought that's just my opinion, though.
Yeah, I felt the same. It's a very forgettable finale.
It was very forgettable. And I have to say this though, I love Jodie, but the Doctor being a timeless child, it can make sense, but at the same time, it doesn't make sense. I do like the fact that even the Doctor doesn't know who they are, but at the same time, we all know who the Doctor was for years, and all of a sudden, everything we knew about the Doctor wasn't true. That there were multiple Doctors before the first one.
Yeah.
I don't know what to think of that, really. I just don't know.
I don't know. It's just a really odd one. It didn't make sense, really.
No, I mean,
Well,
in the time of the Doctor, Matt Smith's last story, the Time Lords gave the Doctor a brand new regeneration cycle. So, the Timeless Child story, did that mean that that scene was completely and utterly pointless?
hmm, it didn't make much sense, and I feel like a lot of things didn't. And Jodie Whittaker's yeah, unfortunately, especially like
Mm,
with Flux, the whole series of Flux was about the Doctor's memories, and we thought we were gonna
it
see
was good.
them, and it just dunked down the TARDIS. The watch was, and that was a disappointment at the end because you thought it actually started really well, Flux.
I loved Flux. I thought Flux was a good series,
It was
but
good, but just the ending, you didn't
yeah,
know what the memories were. And I felt that's what the whole purpose of the series was about, to find out what they were, and then they were dunked. They were dunked like
yeah.
down a well. So
I mean, the series started with the Doctor and Yaz hanging upside down because the Doctor was obsessed with trying to find out who she was, and the Covenista had answers. And the whole series was about the Doctor trying to figure out who she is. She finally got the answers, and she just like, I don't want to know anymore. She just throws it away. So,
yeah,
and also the fact that the Doctor had feelings for Yaz, I'm okay with that. I don't mind that at all. But the fact that they teased it and teased it and teased it and did nothing with it, that I don't like at all.
yeah. I felt, I felt, it was actually quite of a random thing. I felt
Mm-hmm.
that actually from because in the first series we didn't really see them as like we didn't see like Yaz fancied the Doctor, but we did see it maybe a little bit in the second series. and then
Hmm.
Dan had to tell Yaz do it, and like you say, it didn't go nowhere. But we all knew it wouldn't because the Doctor doesn't fall in love with companions. Um, in they have never have, and it's the same with the last series as well.
Hmm.
What Ruby said at the end to the Doctor, and the Doctor not saying it back. Um, so it was a shame, but I do think Yaz really didn't have much of a storyline other than other companions in the past. Because Yaz was just, I felt Yaz was just there, and that's not being mean to her character or anything. I just felt like she didn't have much of a storyline.
I mean, Yaz didn't do much in series the first series. She didn't do much in that one, and she didn't do much in the second one either. It wasn't until the third season, the series 13, that we see what Yaz is more like as a character. And she loved the Doctor, and the Doctor loved her back, but she was, in a way, scared to let her emotions out to her in case she loses her. She was scared to lose her.
Yeah,
You know,
I feel like
but this,
that
yeah, but the scene at the beach was a beautiful scene, but I just wish they kissed.
was a good scene. I did. It was a bit random right at the end. The Doctor saying, "I can't do this anymore," though, in the power of the Doctor, and then yeah, just willingly saying, "Okay." I mean,
Yeah,
if that was me, I'd be like, "Why? I want to stay." And there's
yeah. I
no
mean, that
fight
was
there to stay.
yeah. I did not like how Yaz was written out. I did not like that the Doctor said I need to do this on my own, and Yaz just left. It's like, okay, sure, just left. You were with her for 5 years. You love this woman, and you're just gonna say, okay, Doctor, I'll leave you now because you want me to. No, I think Yaz should have fought more to be with 13, fought to stay a bit more, you know. But I was expecting a scene where 13 would wipe Yaz's memories, but I didn't want that to happen either because that would be horrible. We've already been through that with Donna. So um, I just wish there was a better ending for Yaz, though. But I'm glad that none of the companions were killed off, though. So that was one good thing.
Yeah, it's, I guess so. Um, so with State Your 3 Yards, what did you think of that in the last series? Did you like it?
No, I do not like 73 Yards. I'm not a big fan of Doctor Light episodes because the show's called Doctor Who, and it's not Shooty Gato's fault because he was busy with filming the other show. But I think, well, the story started out interesting, but the ending just just fell, in my opinion. Just did not like the ending. That apparently the new prime minister wants to send the nuclears. Why? Never explained. He just wants to send them. And just turned out the older woman in the end was Ruby. As uh, no, I just didn't like it. Just didn't like it. And we never found out what she said. To all those people who then wanted nothing to do with Ruby after that. I don't know. I just didn't like it. Just did not like it. Even though the beginning of that episode, well, on the cliff, that was filmed in Tenby, which is like 20 miles from where I live. So that was a cool trivia there. Uh, but off from that though, I did not like that episode.
Yeah, that was. I like that part. That when they was on the cliff, they were my favourite scenes of the episode. Um, I like that part, but I quite like the episode because I like horror, even though it weren't
Mm.
that scary. But it has a bit of mystery to it that Doctor Who hasn't had for a while. Um,
Yeah, it started off good, started off
yeah,
strong. Just the
did yeah.
ending. Yeah.
Unless in the next series, because they did mention the 73 yards in the finale a little bit, which still
Yeah.
didn't make much sense because the doctor was like, "You must know him." Obviously, the ruby is deep in her subconscious probably, and she doesn't remember because
Mm.
the ruby who's there with them now is the one after Ruby staying there from all those years. So unless in the next series, which I feel like it has to be, you can't just have a character like that saying he's gonna threaten to destroy the world and not bring him back. So if he doesn't get brought back, I will feel like the episode is pretty pointless. But if it has some importance in next series, I hope it does because it would make people maybe go back to the episode and be like, oh, okay, that's why that happened. Um,
Hmm.
and they did go to that year in the finale, I think 2046.
Yeah,
So,
they did. They did. Yeah.
um, which I don't know why they went to that one, but I'm still confused in the finale. Why that year?
I
Um,
don't know.
but I feel like I don't know. It's better than other Doctor Light episodes I've seen, but like you say, I think it's not just that episode. There's many episodes in this series that you feel like answers hasn't been you haven't been fully answered in this series as you maybe have in others.
Hmm. This is blood.
Yeah. Um.
Who is she? Yeah,
And
I've
then
heard a rumor. I've heard a rumor about Mrs. Flood that apparently Russell T Davies might have. Is what I've heard though. Russell T Davies might have zero plans to reveal who she is. Like she's just someone who knows who the Doctor is, what a TARDIS is, and that's it. I hope they don't go in that direction. I really hope they don't go in that direction. That'll be pointless. Like why build a mystery and a character up just to have no payoff? Just to say, "Ha, got you." She's not really a problem at all. She's just someone who knows, and that's it. Just you can't do that, Russell. Please don't. I hope that's just a rumor, and there are all plans um, for Mrs. Flood in the future. Fingers crossed. So yeah, that's what I'm hoping for in the next season. We know more about Mrs. Flood and who she is. Just don't make her be the narrative all this time with no explanation. You know?
yeah, I don't know what to believe with Russell anymore
Yeah.
because he says 73 yards is the best if he's ever written, and in my opinion, it's not.
Well,
Um.
that's his best story. Give me his worst.
I mean, I feel like I don't know if he just says that to get people to watch it, or like
Well,
I don't
maybe.
know if that is true that we don't find out. I think what's the point? It
Well,
it, it just unfinished storylines.
well, we've seen a lot of them in Doctor Who, but this one, every Whovian's asking that question: Who is Mrs. Flood? You've got to answer it, right?
Yeah,
Got to. Like with Tasman, people wanted the kiss. It didn't happen. That annoyed people. It annoyed me because I wanted to see it because if any two people deserved to kiss, it was those two. But they didn't kiss, and they only hugged once. Throughout their 5 years, they hugged once. In a 5 year relationship or more than that, come on, come on, Chris Chibnall, please. That's just me though. 10th Doctor hugged Martha more times than 13 hugged Yaz because 13 was more hiding her emotions more, perhaps. That's just maybe.
I think the 15th Doctor's hugged loads of people already,
Oh yes, yes he has. Yeah, 15 is very emotional, and I like it.
and then the 10th. I mean, not the 10th. The I don't think the 9th hugged anyone.
He
Um,
hugged, he hugged Rose a couple of times.
maybe. And then Matt Smith's
Yeah,
11th did it lots.
yeah, 12 hated hugs.
He
Never
got
trust
used
a
to
hug.
them though.
Never trust a hug. Just a way of hiding your face.
Yeah, I do like the
But
Doctor's more emotional and more open now because we haven't had that in a long time.
yeah, I know people have been complaining about the fact that he cries in every episode. Not every episode, you know.
I would say he does in a lot of episodes.
Yeah, he does it a lot, but not on every one of them.
Um, he did in this first. Oh, no, did he cry? I don't think he did in the giggle. He didn't cry in the giggle because that was his first. He cried in Church of Ruby Road
Hmm.
at the end.
Yeah.
He didn't cry in Space Babies, I don't think.
No, we didn't know.
Did he cry in Devil's Chords? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think he did. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think he did.
he
When he
did.
found, when he heard the laugh, the giggle from the maestro.
Oh yeah, he did. He
Yeah,
didn't boom as
yeah,
well.
didn't, yeah, didn't boom. The other two, which he was barely in, I don't think he did cry. No, I'm wrong. No, Dot and Bubble, I think he did cry. Yeah.
Yeah, the only scene at the end.
So
He did in Dot and Bubble. He did in Rogue. Um,
not in the Legend of Ruby Sunday. He didn't know,
um,
but in the finale he did. Yes, that's the scream. You know.
oh yeah, he did a scream. I think he did in Legend of Ruby Sunday actually. You know when he was screaming with when he went to scream and he was walking with Bonnie, with Mel. I think he
Yeah,
might
that's
have cried then.
the TARDIS scene when he was screaming. You know, out of it.
Yeah, I like that scene though.
Yeah, you did a profile picture of it. That was so cool.
Yeah, yeah.
That's so
I,
cool, mate.
I didn't realize there was going to be that scene, but
That was good. I
yeah,
loved it. So creative, mate.
yeah. I like to do. I need to do. I might do one with the toy maker or something soon.
Yeah, your
Um,
tour maker is phenomenal, mate.
yeah,
Yeah,
I do like the toy maker.
yeah, he's good. Fun villain. Very fun villain. Very unpredictable.
Yeah, he was the best part of the 60th anniversary, I think.
Yeah, and Beep. I like Beep the Meep.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for that plushie though.
That's good. That's gonna sell. That's gonna sell.
Yeah, he's gonna sell fast.
Mm.
Um, but I know people do moan about him crying in every episode, but I do feel like there are scenarios where he's crying that don't need to, that they doesn't need to be crying.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and there are scenarios that he does need to be crying. Like you could understand in the last episode why he was crying.
Yeah.
But sometimes I laugh. Well, because he just cries. He bawls his eyes out like something really bad's happened, but there hasn't. So,
Mm.
um, but I do like how he is more open. There's something I didn't like maybe around David Tennant when he would say he's not all right when he was, and I know it's the opposite. He would say he's all right when he wasn't. And I'm like, tell them why you're not all right. And the 15th Doctor's like, I don't care anymore. I'm just gonna tell everyone everything.
Mm. He's more open. He's more alive. He's more free. You know,
Yeah.
to be himself.
But in the first episode, he was very open, telling Ruby everything.
Mm. Yeah, he
Um,
was. Yeah, he was. Yeah, I did like the. I did love their chemistry together. I think they were they're a great duo. They are a great duo. Um, so it's going to be interesting what happens in series two.
I hope it's a bit of an improvement on this series.
Yeah,
Um, Not that this series has been the worst, but I think there could be improvements. I feel like the 8 episodes isn't enough for 45 minutes an episode.
yeah,
Um, I
8 episodes.
yeah, I wouldn't mind 10. Like Jodie had 10, I
Yeah, she
think.
had. Yeah,
Um,
she had 10. Yeah.
I just don't think it's enough from the certain storyline they want to do this series. It wasn't enough to tell it properly.
Mm.
Um, what they should have done is had it in every episode, maybe. Because I think you had it in the first two, and then it was just more. It was more about they were preparing for the finale. Um, but it's like Ruby's gone. We know she's coming back, but if we didn't, you'd be like, we've only seen it a few times, not long at all.
Yeah, there's a few times. Yeah.
Yeah, but I heard the other day. I don't know if this is true or not, but the series two might start in March.
Wasn't that the same time as series one
No,
started?
no, series one started in when the Eurovision started. I think it was April.
I think it was like late March, early April, wasn't it?
It might have been. It finished in June.
Yeah, finished a month ago. Didn't feel like it, but it has.
No, no, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Um, but what did you think of? I know you said you don't like Doctor Light episodes, but what did you think of Dot and Bubble?
Oh, it's better than 73 yards, but I still didn't like it. It's the main character was very dislikable, but I think that was the idea. But yeah, I just didn't like it. I mean, Fine Time, what a horrible place. You know, I just cheering the slugs on. It was. Yeah, I felt bad for the Doctor and Ruby in the end.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Didn't like it. No, not one of my favorites for sure.
I agree. Although I'm the other way around where I like 70 for yards a bit more. Um, I don't like these political storylines when they're bad. I mean, I understand the message in this. It was about racism, wasn't it? But
Yeah,
that was the whole thing, and I think that's good. And it was kind of predictable knowing about Ncuti being the first Doctor of color.
yeah.
Not including the future of Doctor, of course. Um, I know she is the first woman, but Ncuti is the first man. Um, but I feel like the episode, like you're not gonna know unless it's really hard to tell anyway. Because certain things were said, you wouldn't tell there's racism or not.
No,
And then you watch it again, if you watched it again, you could see it a bit more. Um, but I just feel like even though that is the storyline, the story, the episode as a whole was bad because I just felt. I mean, the actress who played Lindy, I'd say, is good in a
yeah. She
way.
is good. She
She's
is
a
a good
good
actor.
good actress. I watched her in a few other things, and she's really funny. Um, but I just felt what Doctor Who should have done was to. I mean, 73 yards was good. They could maybe have one Doctor Who like episode of series, but two is a bit too much. Um, well, they should have planned it a bit better. Where Shooty was, they knew he was going to be sex education. Start filming Doctor Who a bit later. Um, I think, because they had to start filming when he was at sex education, which was a bit annoying, but it's understandable. But like, in my list, I would rank Dot and Bubble the worst episode of the series.
Well, I put 73 yards the worst, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah,
I respect yours though. Understandable.
yeah. Um, but Dot and Bubble, the only good part of the episode, which didn't make it probably the rating really bad, was the end scene, was Shooty's
Yeah.
performance. Shooty's
Shooty,
performance was very good.
amazing, amazing performance, just brilliant.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
Ncuti Gatwa is a great doctor, phenomenal doctor.
yeah, he's very good. And if Shoot was in it more in person in that episode, maybe that episode might have been better. Um,
Yeah,
but because it wasn't, and yeah, some parts didn't make sense, really. Like Lindy saying that she can't walk, and then 10 seconds later she does. Um, and just certain things that happen in it.
yeah.
Um, but
I I have three words for Dot and Bubble. Justice for Ricky.
yes, yes. But yeah, it's not. I was disappointed actually. I was more disappointed than maybe other episodes because going into the series, that was the one I most looked forward to out of any of them.
Yeah, I
That
was looking forward to that one too.
that one, 73 yards. They were the top two for me,
Hmm.
and 73 yards is still up there, but isn't my favourite. But Dot and Bubble's dead bottom. Space Baby's even ranked higher, in my opinion. Um, and that's saying something actually. Um, and if I did put Church of Ruby Road in there, that would be near the bottom. Actually, I felt like it's the worst Christmas special that Russell's done because Russell's pretty good at the Christmas specials. It was
Yeah,
it was an okay-ish episode, but I like the other ones that he's done more than the Church to
well,
Ruby Road.
well, I've seen worse than the Church of Ruby Road with
Yeah,
Stephen Moffat, and
yeah,
yeah, yeah, some of his specials was a bit odd, like the Doctor, the Wardrobe, and the Widow. I think it was called.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know what to make of that one. I didn't know what to make of that one. I mean, it was fun, it was funny, but at the same time, it's just like it's a bit pointless. This one, isn't it? But the ending of it was beautiful, though. When the Doctor came back for Amy and joined her for Christmas dinner, and the tear at the end. Yeah, spoilers for those not seen it, but
I,
yeah, it was good. It was good.
I think the one with Nick Frost is the worst one.
Oh gosh, yeah, yeah, that was weird. That was a weird one, but it made me think about dreams in a new way.
Yeah,
But it was,
I hope that this year's one is better than last year's one.
I'm sure it'll be good. I'm sure it will be.
Yeah,
It's only Shooty's first series.
yeah, true. Um, so the next one was Rogue. What did you think of Rogue? Did you like Rogue?
I like Rogue. Rogue was a good episode and a good character. However, I did not like the villains. I like the way they killed people, but their motive was ridiculous, I thought. They just want to cosplay. That's it. That's it. That's the motive. They just want to they want to kill people to cosplay. It's so ridiculous. It's so stupid. I just didn't like it at all. But the character of Rogue, I like. I like. Um, I hope he comes back. I really hope he comes back.
I
So
hope so too.
yeah, I hope he comes back. And the scene with all the doctors' faces around the doctor, including Richard E. Grant's doctor, that was a surprise. But apparently, Russell T Davis got no plans to bring that doctor back at all because that was just for fun. He said that's why they did that. I think just for fun, just for laughs, put an extra doctor head in there, just make people go crazy. Yeah, okay, Russell. But I thought it was a good episode. Although I didn't like the fact that the doctor kissed Rogue in about 45 minutes of seeing him, but he couldn't kiss Gaz in 5 years of knowing her. So that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping they weren't going to kiss. I don't know, but I kind of saw it because of the episode and the setting. You could kind of
Well,
understand why they kissed.
well, they did it in a way where the kiss was a distraction so that Rogue can get the device from the doctor's hand. So that's why he kissed him. It's a distraction. But at the same time, it was meaningful. It had a meaning behind it. It was like, I do like you in that kind of way. That's what he was saying as well, but I've got to do this. So I think that's
Yeah,
why he did it.
true. But I'm with you. I think the villains weren't that good, and they weren't in it. You didn't really see them that much. But I did kind of like the idea about the cosplay. I thought it was pretty funny that part of it because they know loads of Doctor Who people cosplay. So that was an exciting part. But like you say, it was a bit silly. Um,
Mm,
but I do think it's better than it's one of the better episodes of the series. Um,
yeah.
with Boom. Um, But yeah, I really liked it because I love the Doctor's costume in it, and I love it. And I think that's going to be one of my next cosplays at some point. The 15th
Yeah.
Doctor's rogue outfit.
Yeah, the 50th Doctor's got a lot of outfits in this series, and I kind of like that. He's something different. He's a fashionable Doctor. Each
Yeah,
episode, he's wearing something different.
it's ready. Yeah,
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 but it's Ncuti Gatwa though. He could dress up in anything and make it look good. You know.
yeah. Um, yeah. So, what did you think of the last two episodes?
Well, good. Legend of the Sunday was really good. I enjoyed it. The what's it? Empire of Death. It was called the last one.
Yeah, Empire of Death. Yeah,
Yeah, Empire of Death. It was okay. It was okay. Now I'm gonna go into spoiler territory now. I don't want to ruin it for people, but that's your warning, guys. Um, I would say I don't mind Ruby's mother being ordinary. I just don't like the whole dramatic point of the sign saying, I named the child I'm going to abandon Ruby or Ruby Road or something. Yeah, imagine if that's Natsu Tech. I wasn't a big fan of him being attached to the TARDIS thing, you know.
yeah. I was the same. I was the same as well. I think the finale was a bit underwhelming, wasn't it? But Legend of Ruby Sunday was really good, and the next one wasn't as good. Um, I felt. Um, But before we go, Michael, because we've spoken a lot about the series, and
But I'm so sorry.
no, no, it's okay. Um, before we go, is there a favorite? What's your favorite episode of Doctor Who? Do you have an all-time favorite one?
Yeah, it's the series four finale, Journey's End. One, it's called Journey's End, I think. Is it called Journey's End?
Yeah, Journey's End.
Yeah, Journey's End. Uh, that two-part finale because that was the two-part. when I started watching Doctor Who. That was the first Doctor Who story I ever watched, and it gripped me from the beginning, and it's holds a special place in my heart, and that's why I love that series. I love that episode, and I love the Doctor, and I love Donna, and the whole series. Series four was brilliant. I just love series four. There were some episodes I didn't like in series four, but I did love series four. It's my favorite all-time series. But the favorite episode of all time is the two-parter at the end.
Okay, that's a really good one. I love that story. It's probably one of the best ones,
Mm.
isn't it? Um, but thanks, Michael.
Also a three-parter. It's a three-parter.
Oh yeah, with Utopia as well. Oh no, not Utopia. I know what you mean. It is a
No,
three-parter.
turn left.
Turn left, yeah.
Turn.
Turn left is included in it. Um,
Yeah, it's three-parter. Yeah.
but yeah, that's a really good one. But thanks, Michael, for coming on podcast. Um, been great to have
Thank
you on.
you.
I hope you've enjoyed it. We'll definitely have to
Yeah, I have.
do
Thank you.
we'll
Honored
do
to be here.
we'll have to do another one maybe next year after the next series. Um, but
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
but yeah,
Yeah,
but
definitely.
to anyone watching, listening today, we hope you've enjoyed today's episode, the first one of September. But Michael will be back at some point and we'll discuss more about Doctor Who. Or we might want to talk about someone else next time. But yeah, I hope you have a nice rest of your evening,
Mm.
Michael, and thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you.